Hey, folks, here I am. Here I am. Well, everyone's wondering what's going on. First of all, been in school, doing a lot of work, studying a new subject in school. Don't forget to hit the like, please, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you're watching this on the pre-recorded show. So, everyone's wondering where I've been. Just been busy with school. Been busy watching other shows, been hosting with other people, but finally I came up. So, what I'm gonna do is give me a few minutes, and hopefully, we'll get more people in coming in the chat, and we'll get more people on the show. Maybe I'll let Jim know I'm live. If he wants people to let others know I'm live. Just decided to do a pop-up show. Of course, it usually takes about a half hour to get people to come in, to get the word out. But I'm on, and of course, it's 5:24. People are coming home from work or working, but that's all right. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. Just been busy doing personal things, doing things around the house, like taking care of two dogs fucking, and also one dog pissing all over the house, and dealing with that on a daily basis. Yeah, and that's what I deal with. I deal with the dog that likes to piss all over the house and got a mop. And she goes where she wants. And it's not okay because she has a big yard to run around in and to go out and enjoy the fresh air, but she prefers to do it all inside the house. She drinks out of the toilet. And of course, she has a bowl of water there. And she waits in the bathroom to do things in the bathroom. She's going in the right spot, but she doesn't know how to sit on a toilet. So that's the first thing. It's a tough situation we're in here. So let me touch out the Jim, let him know I'm on live. Let's see, where is he? Whoops. Didn't want that to happen. There we go. Maybe he's available.
Hello.
Hey, Jim. How you doing? It's Mark.
Hey, I'm doing good. What's the latest?
I'm on live now, just going on.
All right, I did not know you were on. I'll send out the robo-text. Did you watch the show today?
Yes, I did, of course.
What did you think of that guy from the Addams Family? That was insane.
I loved it, and I was surprised that you got a hold of him, and he sounds like he's very chipper, man.
That's insane. I know. All right, I'll send it out now.
All right, thank you, Jim. So, got in touch with Jim. Today on Jim's show, he got in touch with the original cast members from the Addams Family. And I was surprised that he was able to get in touch with them. So that was a great thing. I like that. I like that he was able to do that. Made my day that Jim did that. Mr. X did that. They had a good show. Touched on a lot of good points. touched on Wednesday, which is a show on Netflix. And that's what they did. So that's what was going on with that. And then I cooked a meal for my son. Made him 2 eggs with ham, cheese on a sub roll, so he could eat something. He's going back. His school year started, so he'll be doing that. So I'm happy for him. He starts actually on Thursday. For him, that's the day he starts his school. So I'm happy. He wants to get his diploma. So my son is doing really good. Very happy for him. And of course, it's good for me too that he does that. So then he's not stuck in the house as much, and he's out, socializing. My son needs to socialize with more people more. And that's important. That's important. But getting back to this thing with Charlie Kirk, that thing's been a lot of bases being touched on that with Charlie Kirk and the assassination. I was just watching live, as many may have been. They had a thing in court today where the attorneys and the judge were calling out the charges that are brought against him and that he has a right to an attorney. And who knows? This guy's definitely going to get the death penalty, I believe. And from what I understand, the FBI has more people that may have been involved from Discord. So that's crazy too. More than 20 people were involved. And they're being investigated and questioned. So that's a scary thing that they would do that. But they can do it. They show up right at your house. And they will. Believe me. And detectives, you'll have detectives come there. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll have the police department come there with detectives and the FBI, and they question you, and they add it to the case. So, and they're probably checking in to see how close they were to this guy that did the assassination. Now, there is a video going around from Facebook that there may have been a possible other shooter. I don't know. Is that possible? There's a possibility. All things are possible. There could have been more than one person involved in that shooting, or there could have been more people there, more other people that had the same intent as the assassin's bullet to harm Charlie Kirk. So that's a question up in the air. I'm sure the FBI is working on things about that too. But it's good to see we're getting more people here. Gen X, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. But yeah, there's a lot going on. It really is. There's a lot going on in the world, and you don't know what is going on in the world today. So what I'm doing is I was checking to see if Jim sent out the robotext. I see folks coming in, and I did call Jim, and like I said, mentioned earlier, uh, he spoke to the original Gomez Adams. There's the original Gomez Adams from the Adams family, and maybe he'll come on, maybe he'll come up and talk about it with us. Maybe Jim might come up and mention something. Maybe somebody wasn't there on the show, and I thought that was good. He spoke about a lot of things are going on about the Arizona Traveler man. I didn't know the guy. I didn't know Arizona Traveler. I heard stories only from the hearsay on what he was involved in. It must have been true. I did hear recordings from the police department, and that was from Jim. Of course, Jim played some of this stuff on open show, which was Crab Legs Friday, which is a great show. If none of you have seen Crab Legs Friday, check it out. Jim Tarry TV, Crab Legs Friday, and it is there in the that show. But check out Crab Legs Friday on Friday nights. Sometimes it comes on 9:30. It may be earlier this Friday, Crab Legs Friday. But yeah, Jim, that show's good. Mr. X, XNN TV, which is usually on Mondays. And he's tossing it up that he's going to do XNN either on Wednesday or Thursday. I think they're changing the day of XNN because two shows at once on a Friday is pretty tough. I think that's what Mr. X said, but he can, correct me if I'm wrong with what he said. Johnny Yarbrough is supposed to do a show maybe tonight. Not sure. I know that he had his top teeth pulled in the back. I know that he's supposed to get the front tooth pulled next week or something. And then I know that in October, the middle of October, he's supposed to go in for his surgery on his stomach. So that's going to be news. So he'll be down for a while from that. I'm sure that's going to be a long recovery. And yeah. So anyway, I hope that he gets, he's not stuck, recovering for a long time. I hope he recovers well. And that's what I'm hoping. So, and Jim is supposed to be getting a new show. Jim and Mr. X, the new show which is no, Christine, I'm not mad. Just busy. So the new show is The Night Owl, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I believe it's 100 members are supposedly. It's going to be the first 100 that get to see the show. I'm not sure how that works, but I hope it becomes where you can pay. Where you pay a membership and you can see the show. It's just something new that they wanted to add. So I'm looking forward to hearing the debut of that. And that's what I'm wondering when the debut comes out. I don't know when that was supposed to be. I heard Mr. X say something. It's all ready on his end, but I guess maybe they're waiting for the other end to get their stuff together so they could start their streaming, which is a totally different platform. So that's what I'm uh, wondering. Really. So anyway, I knew that wasn't the real Christine. That's why I wasn't saying anything. Uh, how you doing, Melissa? Long time no see. Haven't seen you in a while. Uh, it's been a while since I saw you, but it's good to see you here. Uh, Angel Gotti might have a show tonight too. I'm not sure. Uh, that that may be the case. I heard something. If she does, I'll go watch her show, and it's a good show. I love watching her show. One of my, you know, she has her co-host, which is Tony Sidolo, which is a gentleman. Uh, Tony was going to come to my house one time, but he never made it here because things were going on. But hopefully someday I'll get to see him, see how he's doing, and get to meet him in person. Uh, yes, yeah. So I heard that she is supposed to maybe have a show tonight. I'm not sure. Uh, Sometimes she'll have a pop up, which is good. She'll get everyone in there. I decided to do my show because I haven't been on in a while because, like I mentioned in the beginning, I've been doing schoolwork. Hey, how are you, Tingle Boos? How's it going? Did anybody get a text uh, from Jim? If if you did, let me know because he was supposed to send out a robo text, and so far I haven't seen it. Usually I'm on the auto robo text, and maybe it comes through late. So tonight, maybe Angel will come on. I can't confirm that. I'm gonna stay on for a bit because. Oh, okay. That's okay. I'm glad you're here, Melissa. Uh, I believe I follow you too. So I don't know what's going on with Eric Foss. I heard that something happened. Uh, I heard that he's out. So hopefully things will get straightened out for him. Not sure where things are for him, but I don't know what happened. So just heard a few things. There's a lot going on with people on YouTube, a lot going on in the world, and we just got to stay strong and keep the peace and stop the hate. And there's too much of that in our world, and even people, just because I'm a friend with Jim, my screen froze. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me, because my camera froze for some reason. I don't know why, but something's going on with my computer. I do see more people coming in. That's good. Yeah, some reason my camera's frozen. I don't know why. Something's going on with my camera. I might have to get it checked out. If not, hopefully I don't have to buy another computer. But I don't care if I. It could be StreamYard too. It could be on their end. I'll just keep it on the icon or the thumbnail. Doesn't matter. Hey, Jane Fritz, how are you? Yeah, haven't had a chance with so many things going on in our house. It's hard to do all that stuff. Taking care of with my son and taking care of uh, my brother-in-law. I can't even take care of my daily task uh, and take care. And I got homework, a lot of homework. Hey, Texas Granny, how are you? I bet you are busy. That's okay. I'm glad. Thank you. I had a fake Christine in here before asking for Fruit Loops. But I want to let everyone know that I did have a fake Christine come in asking me if I was mad at her. Here's what is funny: asking me about the new JTT TV show, which is Night Owl. So how did that? I mean, that person must be somebody that watches Jim Terry. I found that kind of funny and odd that person asked that. But I did take the person out. Hey, Queen, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, Mr. X definitely was a hater. Definitely was a hater that did that. But they were. I knew it wasn't Christine. I was just playing along with it, and I knew that. Especially how they were talking, writing. They were trying to make it sound like they were her, but it wasn't her. I'm dropping the link. it tells me it's having trouble loading the camera. Apparently, there's no problem with my camera. So it has something to do with StreamYard. StreamYard acts weird. But at least I got the thumbnail there. I got buckwheat. Because my connection to the internet's good. My connection to the internet is good. There he is.
Yeah, I'm over here now.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. Just wanted to get a few things out publicly because, we were behind the paywall. But, obviously we could be behind the paywall and the haters are still watching.
I see that.
But I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Adele, Tingleboos, Jan, Gen X is here. What's up? What's going on, Shark Hitter? How you doing?
All right. I'm doing good, man. I had some time. I was taking a break from school, doing a lot of studying, taking care of things around the house, cleaning up dog piss, those
Keeping
daily
busy.
tasks.
Well, let me get into a few quick things, if you don't mind, real quick, since there's nobody up here.
Sure, go ahead.
I heard Leanne, and I talked about this on the OTT, but I didn't get a chance to say this publicly yet. So I heard Leanne, and I think it was Marzi Girl saying, when I say monkeys in the back or monkeys or this or that, first they thought it was racist, then they had other comments, and I hate to repeat everything, but I have to repeat these things because these people get these things wrong all the time.
Right.
If you look this up right here, you could see Chris Jericho, who's a WWE wrestler now in AEW. Haha, monkeys in the truck must have pushed the wrong button. And he's talking about somebody in WWE. Chris Jericho, the pro wrestler, used to always say, hey, I'm going to play this video, on the Titantron or the Big Tron, play this video of what happened in the back, which happened last week. And then he would be like, okay, monkeys in the truck, play the video. And then it just turned into monkeys.
Okay.
Basically, he was joking that, some of the guys that were in the trunk were just monkeys pushing buttons and it takes no skill to do that. That was kind of the joke. So that's where that came from. It's not a racist thing. It's this and that. I've talked about that many times. Many, many, many times. But of course, everybody's confused. And here's something else I've talked about. Ruben Sanchez, I guess, in Jayla Snow's girlfriend, Charlie Sending Love, were on Charlie Sending Love's thing. And this was brought to my attention. There wasn't a whole lot of people watching, maybe 20. I mean, I'm sure you already have more people here. But I saw this where she was saying that Mark Terry has a restraining order on him. And I said, well, Charlie, you got to be able to show some proof, monkey. So I wanted to go ahead and share this, and she was tagged in this, and this was just posted. So I'm going to read this, even though it's a little bit long. Hey, Charlie and Ruben, I heard you were discussing a restraining order. You're spreading misinformation, right? That was dismissed, right? Why? There was no proof because it never happened. I attached the court documents here. Go to the LA County Court, cost $1, and pay the $1 and look it up for yourself. Here's the timeline. August 4th, 2023 was the Valley Film Festival for Samurai Priest. There's the link for the Valley Film Festival, which, by the way, they're in their 25th year. That JW guy shows up uninvited, tries to assault MT, and is subsequently banned from the theater and the film festival for life. I don't think he knows that, but he's banned from the film festival for life. September 22nd, everybody's in Vegas. You could see that show on Mr. X News Network. There it is right there. The 24th, they say Jay and his wife claimed that MT harassed them during a Pittsburgh Steelers-Raiders game, which is the reason all of us were in Vegas. I'm a Steelers fan too. We were in Vegas watching the game at a sports book. So that's a lie. September 25th, Monday, the next day, I do Mr. X News Network from the hotel room. That's proof that we're still in Vegas. I'm going to show you the hotel room records in a second. And that's on Jim Terry TV as well. So that entire time when they said that harassment was happening, Mark, Mr. X, and Dr. Bailout, we were all in Vegas together. October 6th, It's actually my birthday. We served JW a cease and desist for the incident that happened on August 4th. He accepts the service. He was served via email, registered letter. I can't remember if they went to his house. I think they went to his house too. And this is the same attorney that served Watcher Crazy. And the proof of service is attached. I'm going to show that in a second too. He accepts the service. After this point, and I don't know when, there's some kind of phantom civil harassment. This is not a criminal harassment restraining order. It's a civil harassment. It's filed by his wife when MT, Mr. X, and Dr. Bailout are not even in the state of fucking California. They're in Nevada. During the time they said this harassment happened, we were, like I said, we were in the sports book at the Luxor watching the Steelers-Raiders games. Why we went out there.
Right.
I think it was a Sunday night game. Steelers won it. Again,
Thank
this
God.
was filed as a civil harassment, not a criminal manner. Myself or MT and MT have never, ever met or spoke to Jay Warfel's wife, Jay's wife, ever. Never met her. She was never on set. She was not around. Dr. Bailout's never spoken to her. I don't know what the fuck this is. So here's the other thing. No one has ever served MT. MT was never in court. The order was dismissed due to lack of evidence, which I'm going to show you. We didn't even know about this till a year later. We would be happy to turn over any phone records, but obviously things never got that far. See, Charlie, in this world, there's a thing that's called proof. That's exactly why I got to repeat these kind of things over and over again, because some new jackass who has her 17-year-old kid not even in school and banging her dad and has her boyfriend prostituting himself on the internet is going to make up misinformation. The court saw through this BS and dropped it as this guy was trying to increase his credit using his wife. Here's what we believe. This is what we were told by an attorney. JW was trying to get Mark in court, not for this restraining order, but so he can serve him an injunction to be able to stop the movie and to get a bigger credit. Don't forget, he was upset at the screening. So he wanted a bigger credit. That's why he did that. They didn't care if this got dropped. They wanted to get somebody in person. Well, by the way, that JW guy has no contract with us. We never signed a contract with him. He was a day player, and he would have lost that one too. After we served him, we never heard from him directly again. Don't forget, that guy's a millionaire. His dad was some kind of dentist or some kind of doctor in Ohio. His dad's dead now. This guy's in his 60s. And what he would do is he told me before, oh, I've never worked a job in my life. I've never had to have a day job. He had oil subsidy money. He had all kinds of money. He's a trust fund kid. Yeah. And that's why he was able to make these shitty movies. So he tried, but he knew that we were going to sue him, and he knew he had money to lose. Like, he's not a watcher or crazy or a fumble nuts. He had a lot to lose because he didn't have a contract. So what did he do? He had his friends, like a guy named Nick Baldashir and some of these other people, harass us on Reddit and other stuff when the movie came out on Blu-ray. He had other people do it, proxy for him. That's the kind of coward this man is. He did try to I had a distributor that said, you know that this guy called us? I think it was Synapse that told me that. Brian May Jr. told me that. Is it Brian May? Donald May Jr. Don May Jr. told me that, who is one of the main distributor guys over at Synapse.
Is that M-A-Y?
Because when we did the new film, we did the new version of the film, we reduced his credit. Most of the money we had to spend to fix the movie was because of his horrible impact on the movie. So there was no contract with him. So it was another version of the movie. His credit wasn't eliminated. It was just reduced. He's still credited, but he isn't given the main. He wants the main credit. Well, if we were to give him the main credit, which he has no contract for, he would have shit talked the movie, and he knew nothing about it because he didn't work on it for 5 years. He didn't have anything to do with it. How would he talk about the comic book panels? How would he talk about the new 20 days that we shot? How would he talk about the new visual effects, the new scenes, the scenes that were recut, the new scenes that were put back in? I mean, he would. I'm the only one who was there the entire time, not this guy. He didn't even direct the opening scene. This JW man has been sued before in the past and has a history of this type of action. Pay the money, Charlie, and look up his case with Full Moon Pictures. Full Moon is the company that did Puppet Master and
love that show.
Puppet Master's a good. They did Trancers, which also has Thomerson in it. He was sued. Go look at Jay's work on movies like Demonicus and Transfer 6 if you think he's any good. Those are full moon movies. One of those he was sued for in the early 2000s. But I know you're not going to pay the $1 to look up the thing, but it's there. Here's something that's provable. Jayla Snow. That is the fake name that Charlie Sending Love's boyfriend, live-in boyfriend, used when he was on Reddit prostituting himself and dressing in drag. The proof of that Reddit, until they deleted it, that Jayla Snow, is forever on Jim Terry TV, Crab Legs Friday 89. If you go to jimterrytv.com, you're going to see, and I list the link there, it's public. Anybody can watch it for free. So go watch it and go see the proof that Jim dug up for himself. Here's this. Now, here's this. You could pay for this, Charlie, for $1. Now, I'm going to tell you, it says PDR 001445 is the case number. Okay, look at the underlined part down here. Did not sustain the applicable burden of proof. Any temporary restraining order, which I don't even know if there was one, dissolved. This case is dismissed. Gone. That proves right there. Charlie Sending Love saying that I have a restraining order on me, or she wants to say MT has a restraining order on him, is a lie. There, you could look it up. Here it is. I know you can't see the P. PDR 001445. It cost $1 through the Los Angeles Superior Court. Go look up the last document and see if see if this is there or not. Here's the next piece of proof. Oh, sorry, let's skip ahead. This is when we were at the Home 2 Suites in Las Vegas. There's the dates, 24th through the 26th. We were all in Las Vegas. Look at the guest name. It's Mark Terry, okay? So, in fact, that Home 2 Suites is the following presentation is, Mr. X News Network, and you see all the Vegas stuff. It's on the roof of that parking structure where we shot that. I think we shot that weekend.
That was in September.
This is in September of 2023. We weren't even in the fucking state when they said this happened. Here's Jay getting served by the same attorney that served Watcher Crazy. There's the registered letter. He was emailed it, and if I'm not mistaken, he was served in person at his house. I took out his mailing address. They accepted. I got a notification from this attorney that they accepted process service. This is our cease and desist. And then here's a bit of that cease and desist as well. Look, does it look familiar, Watcher Crazy, with the red lettering? And it's 2 pages long. But it explains everything I just explained. So that's how you do it, Charlie Sending Love. That's how you label out proof. Now, if you want to move the goalpost and say it was a phone call, it's this and that or that. First of all, I have phone records. I would be happy to turn over, even though this isn't on, it's dismissed. I'd be happy to turn over my phone records too at any point. That's a lie. The other thing is, if you said it in person, it's in person. How can that be in person when none of us being in the fucking state? And you could go watch the Mr. X News Network and you could see that I'm in a fucking hotel room doing it. The show on Friday and the show on Monday. They said it happened on a Sunday. I believe, and I don't know this, it's either one of two things. One of the haters did that. Maybe one of the haters tried to contact them. I don't know. They pin it on me. Or the more likely one is, I think what happened was this guy, by the way, they never served, never in court. You know how like this civil harassment that was dismissed, right. Never served, never in court, never got documents for this, ever. So my question is, why would this guy do this? And I asked an attorney about this, and I said, they said to me, what this guy wanted to do, this is what they think. We don't know if it's true or not, but this is what they think. This guy was trying to get MT into court, not because he gives a shit about his wife. That was just bullshit to get you there in person, is what they said.
Yeah.
Not me, but MT. And what happens is they wanted to serve an injunction to stop the movie from releasing. Don't forget, the movie would release another 6 months later on demand. The reason for the injunction is because he would want a higher credit, which would require all kind of re-editing of the movie, but he would have lost because he has no contract. But he has money that he didn't earn because it's his father's. So what does he get? He knew that I probably would have been in a position, or we would have been in a position where we would have been like, you know what? let's just give the guy the credit. This is going to cost too much. If we would have fought it, plus it could have held up the release of the movie. Or the distributor would say, fuck it, it's just not worth it. So the movie releases through synchronized distribution, no problems. The movie releases through Vinegar Syndrome, ETR Media, no problems. But we start hearing things from people in the cast this dickhead reached out to, and that were saying misinformation. Like he said in that screening that we never paid residuals. That's a lie. That's a lie. We have paid residuals, and we're going to be paying them again next month. So, I mean, the guy has been exposed. But see, here's what happens is Charlie Sending Love takes just a little piece of the information, doesn't show the end result, doesn't show the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth, and doesn't show, she just says something. But yet when Jim has a Crab Legs Friday 89, which shows pictures of her boyfriend with his dick jammed against red panties in their bathroom, the same bathroom where he was showing his weight loss photos, man, they struck that down from Rumble really quick, didn't they? But good thing we have the OTT, and they can't stop that. And they've tried. And so Charlie, whatever your real name is, you got a son that's 17 that's never been in school. You live in a trailer park hey, there's nothing wrong with your boyfriend, dressing in, women's clothing. I mean, obviously you think there's something wrong with it. That's why you guys deleted the Reddit thread. You deleted the account, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, hey, I think it's a little gross. You want to do that? I mean, that's up to you. But, you prostituting, him prostituting himself, that's a little bit weird when you are saying you're Christian and you're this and you're holier than thou. I mean, I can prove everything that I say. Monkey?
Yes, sir.
Why can't you prove anything that you say? Where's your Jayla Snow account? Oh, the user has deleted his account. His, her, they, them. So I don't mind taking 5 minutes out of my day, repeating the story again and typing it out. You have been exposed, Charlie. Not only that you don't look like your avatar, not only that you're sitting up there with Ruben Sanchez, who's lying. By the way, Ruben Sanchez said he wanted to fight me. He never said I wanted to fight him. Johnny Yarbrough's gone on record and says Ruben Sanchez stinks. Literally has body odor because he's so obese. What you said, Ruben, is next time you're in the area, stop. That's what you said, something roundabout that way. Now, Dr. Bailout was driving. Dr. Bailout wanted to go to the Flying J. Nobody's going to go to your exit because that would look like somebody's looking for you. Plus, I wasn't driving. He says, let's go to the Raising Cane's, or maybe there's that, when we've done lives from it before, there is a Del Taco, the original Del Taco in that Barstow Linwood exit. So we always like to go there. Flying J's got cheap gas. There's good bathrooms over there. And it's literally 30 miles from your house. This is before the construction got bad at Hesperia. Ruben, the construction is worse or was worse at that point if you head towards L.A. If you head towards Vegas, it's not as bad. You're 30 miles. On the freeway, that would take you 20 to 25 minutes in that traffic. I was there over an hour after I posted that video. You did not call. You did not show up. You lied again on that show. So I didn't want to meet you. I just did a bit where I wore an ice shirt joking around and said you won't show up. And you didn't. Want to say what's up to Big Head Tommy, who apparently is what we heard, and I don't know if this is true, is the baby daddy of Charlie's bastard. That's 17 and ill-informed and never went to school. That's documented, too, that child never went to school via CPS that went over there. If this was 1 year earlier, Charlie, you'd be in jail like J.D. Jenny for truancy. They would have got you. You're lucky that kid aged out at 17. And what happened when they showed up? They showed up to your house. You did a watch her crazy, I heard, and got all loud. Wasn't me who called anybody. Wasn't Jim who called anybody. That's what we found out. You going to deny that? Where's Jayla Snow at? What happened to Jayla Snow? Who's Jayla Snow, Charlie? Rumble Chapter 89.
Rumble.
I'm sorry. It's Crab Legs Friday, Chapter 89. Rumble 98, but they deleted it off of. That's it. So
that's all right.
Tommy, did it?
Proof.
I don't know how much more I can humanly prove. I'm not recording myself when I'm sitting in a sports book. I don't think you're allowed to do that anyways, watching a Steelers game. Like, here, I'm over here. I'm on live. And I got a witness that was there. So how am I harassing this person in LA when I'm watching a game, which I'm sure there's footage of it somewhere? Maybe the Luxor has it. I'm like 95% sure we were at the Luxor because they got kind of a small sports book in the back. And it's usually not packed.
That's in Las Vegas?
It's in Vegas, yeah. The Mandalay Bay one's big. The Excalibur one's a little bit bigger. The New York one's small, but you can go to the Luxor one. And I think that we may have even done a thing where it was like, let's see if we can go to a buffet or get something to eat, and then right afterwards start watching the game. And we would have been there before the kickoff just in case there were not enough seats, because you want to get like one of those like lazy boy seats. So we would have been there beforehand with the bets already placed.
Right.
And maybe like watch the first half of the game, maybe the third quarter, watch the rest of it in the room. That's how it went. That's a lie. And when the final case of it happened, to prove that we didn't even know about it, I've looked into this. I was in Las Vegas again whenever this case was happening. And didn't even fucking know about it. I think that's the show. I'd have to go and find it. But the show where we were showing I was actually on the Luxor parking lot. This is a different trip. Showing the Super Bowl's coming. Was it the Super Bowl? Or maybe I was just showing the stadium. I can't remember. I think the Super Bowl was coming at that point to Vegas. Right. So I was showing it. I was like, hey, it's coming. This is, in a couple months or whatever. Maybe it wasn't the Super Bowl. I can't remember. But I remember showing the stadium. But I think all that would line up if you go and look at that. And I don't really need to prove anything. It's already been dismissed. And Charlie, spend $1. Let me know your Cash App, Charlie. Does anybody have Charlie's Cash App? I'm going to send her $1 right now. Anybody know what is it? Anybody know what it is? Post it in the chat. What's that?
They're probably watching.
Well, I want to send her the Cash App $1. And I'm going to send her the court case so she can have the money to look it up herself. Does anybody know what her Cash App is? Maybe I can find it. Nope. Maybe I won't do it. Nobody knows it. But this, see, JW, the guy, he's smart to disappear and have other people do it for him because he's got a lot of money. I mean, his house that he bought for like $500,000-$600,000 in Glendale is worth over $1 million. The guy's told me. I mean, by the way, the guy made almost $10,000 off me. I think $8,000 to $10,000 off me. The most money he's ever made in his life on a movie. But he was pissed. I mean, I understand why he's pissed, and I understand. But there's no contract. Nobody really owes him anything. What is he going to do? A DVD commentary on something he didn't work on for the past 5 years? We went on without him. Yeah. We didn't want him. I didn't want him back. He's terrible. We had to reshoot a lot of his terrible stuff. So it cost me a lot of money. That's what I told him in person. I called him in person Jay Awful because he's horrible. So it's just funny. I mean, how all this stuff happened was going on. I didn't fucking know about it. And, these haters, some of it, Danielle says she gets a proton.me of this documentation. It's probably from him. But, well, if I'm wrong, prove something different. Now, I guess they had some kind of documentation that Charlie read where he gave his opinion and she gave his opinion, saying that MT said his hands were lethal weapons or something like that. That was never said. For people who think that I'm MT, I have been on these shows for like 3 years. I've done hundreds of shows, 650 shows, maybe more if you count other people's shows. Yeah. Go read what he talks about and see if I talk like that.
Yeah, these people.
Fucking idiot.
You can hear me, right?
Yes. Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Because my camera is frozen.
Oh, okay.
So I've been trying to get it to work, but it must be StreamYard.
Well, sometimes it's a computer, sometimes it's the internet connection, sometimes StreamYard. Jim always says, hey, it's it's StreamYard, and I think it's his computer.
Yeah.
But you never know what it's going on. I mean, I got an Alienware that's a number of years old now, and I just try to slowly delete stuff off. I restart the computer every time I do a show. Delete, recycled stuff that needs to be out of there. I mean, that's the only things you kind of can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it never, and I, it doesn't upset me, but it's almost annoying that, like, I've been joking about this a lot by haters saying that I repeat things. This is why I have to repeat things. This is exactly as somebody else comes on a show and says something that's not true. So two things: we could serve her with a cease and desist. It's going to cost me $400, $500, whatever it might be. And we already know if we really wanted to, we could get the body cam of them showing up at her house to see if her kid was of age, the handicapped kid. If we really, so like, she doesn't have anything. She's a lower level version of Watch Her Crazy. She's a Mississippi version of Watch Her Crazy, but younger, more obese. I don't know whose teeth are worse. She probably has a straight eye. But I wouldn't know who this Charlie Sending Love woman was if she didn't come after us first. I never even heard of her a year ago. I have no idea who this woman is. But she stepped in the wrong shit.
I didn't know
She was
either.
Jim Terry.
Yeah, until Jim showed her to me, I didn't know who she was. Yep.
Ace has your dog has a birthday today, Ace's mama? I didn't know that. Well, happy birthday to little Ace, your dog. So I see it. Charlie Ann 87. So let's do it like this. I am going to send a screenshot once I do this. I'm going to do this right now live on air.
Okay.
Give me a second here. So it's money signed. Well, we'll put the note in first. Yeah, I got to spend my money to do this shit. It's crazy. Okay, so it is LA court.ca. And then the case number is PDR. It's O, then 0,
Yeah.
1445.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Mr. X, I found her Cash App. I put it in the chat.
Okay, I'm sending it right.
Huge. Hey, by the way, Charlie Sending Love, why don't we talk about how you have minor children in your home and your boyfriend, the one who owns the trailer, well, actually his parents paid for it, is doing all that disgusting, pornographic,
Piggy shit.
prostitute shit in your fucking house, Charlie Sending Love. Let's not forget about every neighbor that knew you when you lived in that trailer with no floors that we interviewed. Let's not forget about how Department of Children and Family Services would have thrown you and your big head Tommy dad in jail if that kid was 6 months younger. She has a 17-year-old handicapped kid that's never been to school. She's never had him enrolled in more than a few days of any sort of classes because she doesn't want anybody looking into who the biological father is. And from what we were told by the people in her town, her son's biological father is the grandfather. It's her dad. she's got a problem with it, prove us wrong. Why don't you do this, Charlie? Why don't you show your son's birth certificate, see who the father is? And we'll contact him and ask him, because that's a stretch on two fronts. Number one, the people that used to be your neighbors are not lying. People in your own family don't even know that kid exists. You know, the high school, the truancy officer from the high school that got in touch with you, with the Department of Children and Family Services in the truancy office? You do realize that one of your relatives works at that high school, right? They didn't even know that kid fucking existed, and they're a close relative. Now, maybe they don't talk to you every day, but it's not like it's some sixth cousin. It's a blood relative. They didn't even know that fucking kid existed because you've tried so hard in town to hide him from the world. Not only because you're embarrassed of his physical presence and because of his personality and his aptitude, but you're also embarrassed because somebody would have to look into who that kid's father is. I mean, you're not getting child support, right? So from what we understand, that child's father is his grandfather. Those are inbred pukes. And you can tell by the sex stuff that she's into with her boyfriend, who has her parents living in a trailer out back. And his parents bought that house because they didn't want to have to fucking deal with them in their society. That whole situation there is an incest-bred home. And the only reason she's not in jail or prison right now, or everybody in that family isn't, is because that kid aged out. If that kid if that kid was under the age of 17, she'd be in jail. So let's forget about the neighbors that shit all over her, the people that knew her from years back. Let's just look at the shit her boyfriend did in a home with a minor child. And that's
here it is, Jim, real quick.
Anybody fucking sick. Go ahead, Mr. X. I'll be back.
Monkey?
Yeah, sure.
So there it is. You can see it right there. It has been sent over, and it says for lacourt.ca.gov, case PDR 01445, dismissed, no proof. So I sent her the $1 to look it up. So she doesn't even have to pay her own money. Go look up the last page, the last document that's there, Charlie. Go look it up. I just paid for you to do it. There's no excuse. You have no excuse whatsoever now. So that's how this works. You know, these people are fucking pukes. I mean, I know we met a lot of nice people, and I'm glad that we met a lot of nice people. I like a lot of these people, but these haters are like these are the reason people like Charlie Kirk are getting shot. There's people out there like Charlie sending love. They're just on both sides. She thinks she's a conservative. She's not. But they just fucking ridiculous.
All I know is she's a big fat pig.
Monkey? There it is. There it is right there. Go ahead and read it. That way nothing's crossed out. There it is. I'm sorry, I didn't put the 23 at the beginning. 23 PDR 001445. Go look it up. Go look it up, Charlie. I forgot to put the 23 at the beginning. My fault. The court finds the party requesting the order of protection did not sustain the applicable burden of proof, and according to the request, is denied. Any temporary restraining order earlier issued is hereby dissolved. This case order dismissed. It's the last document that's there, Charlie. 23 PDR 001445. Or you could just put her name in, or you could put Mark Terry's name in. You're welcome to do that. Good luck. I know you won't, but good luck. I've sent you the money to do it. You won't do it. Fucking loser. And that, Charlie, that's exactly, this right here is why I'm in shape and you're not. And you go, whoa, that's a long leap. Why would you say something like that? That's a long stretch, Mr. X. Why would you say something like that? Women that are like this, like, I've put in the effort to make my teeth nice. She hasn't. I've put in the effort to have my body be as good as it could be at age 46. She hasn't. I have put in the effort to live on the west side of Los Angeles in my life. She has. I fast forwarded through the movie. Yeah, let's listen to her. Yeah, let's listen to some fat slub. You know, hey Charlie, you know this? Do you know that we went up to Ole Miss University? The state film commissioner invited us. There's a guy named Bill Webb down in Hancock County. I don't know if he's still the film commissioner down there. Hancock County is Biloxi. That's a nice part of Mississippi, by the way, as nice as you can get. But he said, hey, let me get in touch with the state film commissioner. Oh, yeah, they have a scan station on at Ole Miss University. Let me see if I can hook you guys up. We talked to the head athletic department. By the way, this footage is on the Blu-ray. And we go up there and we scan half the film. And that's me, MT, and Mike Hoffman, who's the editor. I don't remember seeing JW there. Was he there? Was he scanning the film?
I don't know.
Was he scanning the film and talking about what edits were going to be in it when we did that at Ole Miss? Ole Miss, you know, that's like a little bit west of where you're at there, Charlie, in a nice area. I mean, you've probably never been on that campus because you probably barely got out of high school. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. More people know me in Mississippi than know you, except people who matter, film commissioners, producers there. Who knows you? The truancy officer? Black Dongs Exposed on Reddit? I mean, who knows you? I mean, like, one thing is to say, like, hey, I don't like the movie. I think it sucks. You're entitled to that opinion. Okay. I mean, it's not really made for some obese incest person in northeastern Mississippi. Even though I like Mississippi, it is the poorest state. But you know what? You know what's interesting to me, Charlie, is not because of like what you say, but you know what's interesting to me is this. Hey, Charlie, let me ask you this. You say it sucks, monkey? Why is it that, why on these are people who have purchased the movie? Not just somebody who might have gone on to Tubi for 2 seconds. These are people who paid $26, $25, $26. There's 43 reviews on there, all verified purchases. Now, there's some ones. A guy put a 1 up there because his disc didn't work, but he didn't say he disliked the movie. 43 reviews, and it has a 4.5 out of 5. How is that, Charlie? Because you say it sucks? I mean, what are we talking about here, Charlie? Look at all these reviews. People like the movie. In fact, when you see stuff like this, like GB and other stuff, this is people in other countries reviewing it. Now, this guy's disc didn't work. He gave a 1 out of 5. Okay, I get it. Hey, he might not have had the right region. This guy's in the U.S. Look at that, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I mean, look at all these reviews, Charlie. 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. We're 5 out of 5. You think I know all these people? No, this guy gave it a 3 out of 5. Okay, no big deal. You know, I mean, that happens. Charlie, what have you created in life? A child you're so embarrassed of that you won't even send to school because you had him with Big Head Tommy? A YouTube channel that nobody will watch? Shark Hitter, how many people you got watching you now?
69.
Yeah, she couldn't get 40 if she tried. So, Charlie, where do you work at, Charlie? There's a big factory, a furniture factory down the road. Why don't you work there? Your next door neighbors down south in the old place that you live, Jim interviewed him. I didn't interview him. Jim did. They said you had a hole in your floor. And you're discussing a $500,000 movie? Nobody's saying it's Lord of the Rings.
Stole somebody's dog.
Stole somebody's dog. Didn't have the pride or the courage to even have your kid go to school. What's that kid's future going to be like? And you're judging people? You're talking about God? Thank God I got this new trailer to live in. Now, the only reason you got that new trailer to live in is because of that cuck husband of yours. The guy who's, you know, literally, I don't know if you saw it, Shark Hitter. He's got like red women's panties and his little dick is like on the side of his leg in between the panties. Yep. It's fucking disgusting. And hey, listen, if you're into that, I'm not judging if people are gay or LGBT, whatever. I live in Los Angeles. I'm really open. But the fact that these people who say they're religious, they're selling their ass on Reddit, that's her man. That's how she has to get out of a place that has a hole in the ground. She's able to move into a nicer trailer on his parents' property, by the way.
Yeah.
In the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's like, okay, well, you know, let's just say Playa Vista or Playa del Rey or Westchester. is not Beverly Hills. This shitty area she lives in isn't even Yazoo City, isn't even Biloxi, isn't even Bay St. Louis. She's the shit of the shit. She's the worst of the worst. And you want my attention, Charlie, you got it. Let me ask you this, Charlie. How many magazines have ever done reviews on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an example of what he looked like.
No, this isn't an example. This is one of his pictures. This is Charlie sending loves. Make me big if you can. I don't know if you know how to do that. This is Charlie sending love's boyfriend's picture from Reddit. And this is the most tame one.
This is the one where he's probably wearing regular panties.
He's got a dick like a thimble. And let's be very honest here, Charlie sending love. The fact that you can't even show your own fucking picture makes me smile. It really, really does. And Mr. X, don't forget, the reason that kid is so valuable to her is she gets free stuff for having that.
Oh, yeah, that's why she's protected.
Yeah, that family was living off that child's income.
Yeah.
Because kids, they get some sort of disability or she gets money from the state. I mean, just like Twin Mama. You know, I mean, they're all in the same fucking virtual realm. But let's not forget, this is Charlie sending love's boyfriend. By the way, feet away from a minor child where he's doing all this sick shit. And this goes back years. It's not like it's happened every 6 months. You know what I mean? And Watch Your Crazy, why don't you cover this? I mean,
Watch Your Crazy. Why is the Reddit deleted?
Yeah.
Why is the Reddit deleted?
Well,
keep it up.
It's deleted on Reddit, but it ain't deleted in our StreamYard.
Rumble 98, Crab Legs Friday 89. It's public. Crab Legs Friday 89. It's public. You can go watch it right now, uncensored. And I don't really need to promote it because people have already seen it. And it's actually not even the most viewed show. People were disgusted by it. Charlie, like, why aren't you talking about that? So in my life, Shark Hitter, we've had this scenario where it's happened twice. You got a scenario where somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to put a restraining order on you." Okay? And it doesn't go through. Civil restraining order. I could put a restraining order on you. Doesn't mean that you did anything. And in California, they'll grant me a temporary one until they get the facts of the case. Salty Pancakes did one on Ty Corbin. You get a temporary one until you hear the facts of the case. That's how it works. So at least out here, that's how it works. So Charlie, you've been exposed. By the way, don't forget to put the 2-3 in front of the PDR. I forgot that on the thing. You got the $1, so you could pay for it. Go and look it up. Or you can actually look up the last one. That would make the most sense. Because all the other ones, bullshit. And that's really all I got to say about it. I mean, what else can I say? Fucking thimble. It's bad, Shark Hitter. It's bad. And, the proof comes out. I see Confluence posting, Jim Terry TV content, which we could sue her for posting on loop our content.
Right.
These people have failed. Why did Confluence fail? There's no proof. There's no wrongdoing. My only thankful part of this whole thing is, and I guess it's like, what do they say in the Matrix? Bliss is heavenly, or it's heavenly to not be aware. I wasn't aware this was going on. The haters weren't aware this was going on. Thank God the haters didn't realize this was going on when it was not finished, because they would have had a field day with it. But I didn't know either. None of us knew. So what happens is, at the end, even when it's done, I mean, even us, we tell Salty Pancakes, yeah, he was arrested, but it was dismissed due to the rules in Utah, the right to face your accuser. Dismissed with prejudice, though. So it's up to you to decide if it's bad or not. This guy has been so embarrassed. And my biggest piece of proof, Charlie, which I know you don't, I mean, I gave you the $1. I know you don't have $26 plus the shipping, the $10 shipping for the movie. But my suggestion is, if anybody has any questions, don't listen to me. Don't listen to Mark Terry. Go and find Mike Hoffman's special feature on restoration. It's actually on the OTT. It's 22 minutes long. I think we shortened it on the OTT. It's on the Samurai Priest channel. And watch that guy explain all the stuff that he did on the film. None of it which was that awful guy. So it is what it is, Charlie. It is what it is. You can say what you want to say, but the proof is out there. And you know what? When we get a bad review, we got a bad review from Blu-ray.com. Hey, it is what it is. Get a good review from, we talk about it. Hey, this is a bad review. Here's, it's out there. When we get a good review from High Def Digest, here, this is out there too.
Yeah.
You won't even fucking turn on your camera. And there's pictures of me. I know this guy in the mask saying there's pictures of me all out there. Charlie, you're an embarrassment. You're a liar. You know you're a liar. You know you have the correct information, just like Fumble.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. That's the quote I'm looking for. Thank you. So, Shark Killer, that's it. I didn't mean to monopolize this much.
No, I'm glad you came up. I needed help with content.
Well, I mean, and I was thinking about making a video about this, but I'm like, why am I editing this? I'd rather just come up here and just show it. And I was like, I'll just write it out. It's easier to write it out and take like 10 minutes. Chris is here. I would tell Chris too. It's like, people shit talk Samurai Priest or this and that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's got that as his avatar. And people like it. People don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Terrifier. People like it. People don't like it. I mean, it is what it is. People are allowed to have opinions. But when you start just making up bold-faced lies, you want to hear a bold-faced lie? I'm going to see you out in Vegas. No show. I'm going to see you if you turn on your camera in Florida. I got to repeat these things because I think people forget them. And then meanwhile, I do Mr. X News Network, and I don't know if you saw the one that I did earlier. I didn't talk about any of this shit over there.
No.
But we know that they have the OTT anyway. Did you hear that little episode today with Arizona Traveler's sister?
Yes, I did.
Ironic that woman used the hater term fake PI. Somebody got to her. Somebody's got the OTT. Well, we know it's not Marcy Girl giving it away anymore.
No, somebody came in here with the name Christine Fortunato and saying...
I heard about that.
Yeah, talking about the new stream you guys are doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've talked about it on a couple different shows, and that specific show was called Night Owl. But here's the thing.
Night Owl, yeah.
We've never said where it's going to be at. Only Jim and I know where it's going to be.
No.
And the great thing about this is it's not Jim Terry TV.
No.
It's something completely new. So that way, if they try to say, well, Jim Terry TV, Night Owl did this to me. Nope. It's new. Has nothing to do with that. It's a completely new thing. I saw, what's his name? Ric Flair do an interview recently with Johnny Manziel. I'd like to reach out to people like Ric Flair and say, hey, what would it take to get you on the show? I mean, he did it. Now, Johnny Manziel was a Heisman winner, and maybe that podcast paid him a couple $1,000, which obviously we wouldn't do. But hell, we had John Aston on the show today, and that was just a random thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Maybe that might be his last ever interview. He's 95 years old. People who don't know who John Aston is, he's the guy who played Gomez in the 1960s Addams Family. Gomez Addams. Sean Aston's stepdad or adopted dad, I guess. Yeah, Johnny Football. That's right, Chris. Thank you, Queen. All right, well, I'm going to go, Sharky. I'm trying to get some stuff done before it gets too late.
All right.
But, man, I appreciate everything. I appreciate you letting me come up here. Yeah, Chris, if you go to the OTT, we had he's 95 years old. We started talking about the new Wednesday show with Jenna Ortega. And then we started talking about, we didn't realize there were only 2 seasons of the Addams Family in the 60s. So we started bullshitting about it. We're like, he's the only one that's still alive. And we talked about Sean Astin being the new SAG-AFTRA president. He's the guy who was in the Goonies and Rudy and the Lord of the Rings. He just, I voted for him for SAG president. He won. And so this was one of his 4 dads. I know it's a weird story, but we just explained it on the OTT. But it's his adopted dad. And he was married to Patty Duke at the time. Patty Duke is Sean Astin's mom. So we called John Astin up. And he was really nice. So what name did he go by, Mr. X? I don't know. What do you mean? What name? Gomez.
Gomez Adams.
That's right. That show came out. If that show came out like 64 to 66, I wasn't even born for another 14 years.
Yeah, I was born in 70, so.
Well, Chris, you can always, reach out to me. Some of the people, we've, offered discounts for people in Canada and stuff like that. Like it's for a month or so. I'd rather you be on there, even if it's just a month or so than not be on there. But yeah, there was 2 really good shows, and these shows weren't about Leanne. If you take both Mr. X News Network and Jim Terry TV, Leanne can't do a show without talking about us. Jim Terry TV today was, obviously there was some Eric Foss news because a lot of people were talking about that. 3.5 hours. And Mr. X News Network last night was 3 hours and 38 minutes. So 7 hours and 8 minutes, right? I guarantee you, if you watch Leanne's next show and she leaves the closed captioning on,
yeah,
within the first 10 minutes, she'll be talking about Jim if it's a 2-hour show. And within the last 5 or 10 minutes, she'll be talking about Jim. That like she talks about Jim throughout. Okay, Chris. Yeah, that YouTube is just more or less just for, announcements and responding to haters. There'll never really be anything other than community tab stuff on it. But I appreciate it. So I don't even actually ever tell anybody to subscribe
I haven't been
to
on any of her shows to watch.
I really don't watch them either. Sometimes we're live or we're on other people's show, but somebody will say to me, here, this was said. Or after the show's over, I'll go and click the closed captioning and see, well, they're saying I repeat the same things. Fumblenuts was talking about this bullshit restraining order back in February. Now Charlie's Sending Love's talking about it. Everything on Leanne's show or these people's shows is old news, are things that have been repeated over and over by them. Like the stuff that Jim explained that with Stone Sailor today on the OTT with Eric Foss, that's brand new news. That's this morning.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Us contacting the guy that had the pigs that were running around. The news came out yesterday. There were pigs on a golf course, and we try to reach out. That's new. The interview with John Aston is today.
Yeah.
From today. It was today. If he's dead tomorrow, we got the last ever interview with him. It's not from 6 months ago.
No.
Stuff we do is happening now. Watch Leanne's show or watch her crazy show. And other than when Watch Her Crazy's literally driving around and stopping and looking at cows or complaining about traffic, which that's not traffic compared to LA, ask yourself what's really new there. Well, Jim did this to me one time. How many times have you heard the story where Leanne talks about what Jim did to her granddaughter and her daughter? How many times has she explained that? Probably more times than I ever talked about Fumblenuts not showing up. That's all she talks about.
Right. That's all she talked about. She's come in my chat, but now I haven't seen her here anymore, so.
My favorite thing, Adele, was on Fumblenut Show. This is my favorite thing that I ever saw on Fumblenut Show. I used to love when he would read out loud. Like, I'm going to read Barbara Buffalo's thing here out loud. Support Shark TV hitter, spread love some, hit button like, please. Thanks. Hearing Fumblenuts, I think he's gotten a little bit better at reading, but hearing him read is great. I mean, he says he's gotten better at editing. I don't know if it's him editing on CapCut or AI or somebody's doing it for him. One thing I've never seen from Fumblenuts is I've never seen a timeline. Like when you do Final Cut Pro, you could show the timeline of all the edits and if you speed. I've never seen that. That would be news. But nobody really gives a shit that much anyways. Who's buying him subs? That would be interesting. And what are you really getting new from Marzi Girl? What are you hearing that's new from her?
I haven't heard from her.
You won't hear anything that's new from her.
Nothing. Haven't heard from her.
Well, I do think, Adele, that reading out loud is a skill that can be learned. Because Adele says you could tell a person's education by how they read out loud. And I was told, like, as a younger person, that you just got to learn to read out loud. So I would do this when I was younger. I would drive and I would see a billboard that had words on it or anything, and I would just read everything out loud that I could in the car. Because it was like, if I'm alone in the car, instead of singing, I would just force to read things out loud. Because you see a sign, you're like, Bear All, exit 27. You'll be there in 5 minutes. You're saying it in your head, but it's kind of weird to read it out loud. We Bear All is the name of the place, which we've talked about. They followed JT into Angels. That's right, Chris. That they do. That's why they make you read out loud in school. It helps. Yeah. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, just like anything. It's a nice picture of Barbara. Man, they attacked her real rough, too.
Yep.
Fumblenuts is friends with MRE. That's enough right there to make me not like them. Well, they're not really friends, Chris. They mutually dislike Jim. And I heard that little episode with MRE and Fumblenuts are like, why wouldn't he show up? I mean, you were at his dad's store. Why wouldn't he show up? I mean, how many times we got to re-explain that again? 2 counties away, he was supposed to show up. You know, I mean, it's like, isn't that old news? That's what everybody else does. MRE, when I hear him talk, he just sounds like a bitch. And all these guys, they got something in common. They all got these terrible arrests. Look at Fumblenut's arrest. Look at MRE's arrest. Like, what in your mind, MRE, made you say, you know what, I'm going to go down to the tattoo store. Yeah, I think you know what I'm going to say. And today I want to get a tattoo of an SS officer. That'll be cool. Fucking loser.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm out of here.
All right, man.
All right, dude. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Have a good one. See everybody in chat later.
All right. Thank you. All right, everyone. So that's a good show. It ended well. It was nice to have Jim on and Mr. X come on. I have things to do. I got to get ready and clean up the house. My wife's going to be home. And I want to thank everyone for coming in. And I appreciate all my mods that helped me out in the chat. I want to thank everyone that came in the chat. And I appreciate it. It is right now 6:45. And let's see. Got to get ready for my wife because dinner time's coming. And I think there may be either a show on Angels or there may be a show on Johnny's. I don't know who's having the show. But I heard on Jim TV or Jim Terry's TV that there may be a show on Angels tonight. So don't correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. So we'll talk soon, and I want to thank everyone. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Be safe.